Thanks for logging on to NASCAR.com for this week's edition of the preview show delivered by FedEx Racing. Mark Fine alongside Mike Bell. Good to see you.
Good to see you, big guy.
Hey, at least we're both dry, right? Let's talk about the race. We're going to get to Junior and Vickers and all that stuff in a second. But outside of that, hey, at least we're underway, right?
Yeah, I mean, the 380 is certainly not the way that fans want to start the season in Daytona with the Super Bowl of the sport. But, you know, Kyle Busch probably had the best car. So one guy that can walk away, even though the car's all banged up, can say, hey, I had a car capable of winning this race. Certainly Tony Stewart had a top 10, maybe could have been a contender late in the race. And Matt Kenseth, 20 years from now, who cares what happens? Right. I got a Daytona 500 trophy.
Yeah, the guy was in tears. It meant that much to him. And like you said, it wasn't the complete, but still, it's still the Daytona 500. Okay, let's get to the Vickers, Junior, the drama. It's good, too. We got some drama in week one, right? I guess the big question is this going to carry over? We see these things all the time. It usually seems once they get a couple of days removed from it, they calm down and they relax a little bit. They're not shouting to try and fight the guy in the garage anymore, you know, and they move on. Do you think we're going to move on from this?
Yeah, I think we'll move on to maybe Martinsville. You can't really do anything as far as payback on the track at California because it's just too big. The speeds are too high. It's just too dangerous. Now, Junior might want to go maybe get one-on-one with Brian Vickers. I don't know. He did invite him out to the hauler for a little tete-a-tete. But I think you'll have to wait till a short track to get some payback, Martinsville or Bristol. But, you know, certainly Dale Jr. and Vickers, it's really in the eye of the beholder. Vickers was blocking. Some people go back to Talladega. It's payback for him taking out Jimmy Johnson Jr. I thought Jr. was a little impatient. If Jr. doesn't make these mistakes on pit road, Mark, where he misses his pit stall and then he pits outside the pit stall, he's not trying to get the lucky dog anyway. So I put this on Jr. because he shouldn't have been there in the first place.
All right, let's go out to California now. First of all, let's just talk about the track because let's make this very clear for NASCAR. I mean, this is an important race because they had a real hard time there last year. They need to put on a good show.
Yeah, the weepers, where you got guys trying to drill the asphalt and trying to fix the cracks. And they've also had a problem with attendance out there at Fontana, about 50 miles east of L.A. They need to really have an impact race. Let's have a great finish. And certainly, it's the sister track to Michigan. It's 2 miles. It's flat. You can go 3 wide into the curves. It's been traditionally a Ford track. Jimmy Johnson, who dominated last year in the August 31st race. Certainly, Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards, the Roush Fenway guys, have done well there. Kyle Busch actually won this back in 2005. And Denny Hamlin from FedEx has also run well. So there's some names to look out for coming up on Sunday.
All right. You give us some names to look out for. You and I, we're here to make picks. We got to tell people who's going to win. I'm going to let you go first.
Well, you took Kyle Busch last week. I'm going to take Kyle Busch this week. I think Kyle Busch has got the dominant car. Jimmy Johnson, slow start, maybe like last year. All the Hendrick guys were very unimpressive if you look at Daytona. So I'm going to go with Kyle Busch.
Well, I'm a shill, and this is the FedEx preview show, so I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin. I gotta pick him. I think it's in my contract. 9-10 times a year. No,
2 Toyotas.
As you said, he's done well at this track, so I'm going to go with Hamlin. You got Kyle Busch, I got Denny Hamlin, and you are up to date, ready with the preview show. Thanks for logging on to NASCAR.com. We'll see you again next week.